The following podcast is faker than that butter product that inspires so many crises of faith amongst human life forms. But it continues to be sponsored by our benevolent corporate overlords at Cards Against Humanity. If you'd like to saw off a body part and send it to the show, mail it to Cards Against Humanity, 1917 North Elston, Chicago, Illinois, 60642. Care of Fat Shaggy, Vermilion Minotaur, Town of Hogsface, Land of Foon. Yes, the care of is normally at the top and now it's at the bottom. There are other dimensions, but that's the hill you're going to die on? Jeez Louise. And now, enjoy the show.
Hello from the Magic Tavern, a weekly podcast from the magical land of Foon. I'm your host, Arnie Niekamp. If you've never listened to the podcast before, I am now going to explain the premise of the show. About a year and a half ago, I fell through a dimensional portal behind a Burger King into the magical, fantastical land of Foon. Luckily, I'm still getting a Wi-Fi signal from that Burger King through the dimensional rift, and I use that to upload a podcast that I record every week here in the Tavern, the Vermilion Minotaur, in the town of Hogsface, in the land of Foon. And it's a very special night here at the Vermilion Minotaur. It's a special event. People have been looking forward to this for weeks and weeks. My co-host, Chunt, the King of the Badgers, can probably explain it better than I can.
Blood bong.
Blood bong?
Yeah, I was trying to decide between blood bong and Bing blood.
Oh, Bing blood. I kind of like Bing blood.
Okay, can you introduce me again?
Okay, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host...
Bing blood!
Bing blood!
Yeah, welcome. It's another Chunt for the Red October.
Yeah, Chunt for the Red October. Mm-hmm. This is a charity event that you run every year.
Yep, we collect blood from around Foon for people who want to donate it, and sometimes, we smashed your nose in last year.
Yeah, I sort of participated unwillingly last year.
And we collect blood for vampires and other creatures who drink blood, but either can't get it themselves, they can't
or are just lazy,
obtain it themselves, or they're just maybe they don't want to go after it.
Sure.
Like my friends Chip and Bippy from last year.
Chip and Bippy, who we talked to last year. I haven't seen Chip and Bippy tonight.
Yeah, I haven't seen them around either.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what's going on with them.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
But it does seem like there are some people skulking around the tavern that might be vampires.
Yeah, this night will definitely bring them out. And I actually had about 33 pints around 30 or 33 pints of jars of blood around here, and I am missing about half of them. So I don't know who is grabbing those or if people are just helping themselves, but I'm supposed to dole them out. So
I see.
Yeah, if you see somebody grab
don't just help yourself to the blood.
No. Yeah, it's not a buffet. So if you see somebody grabbing a jar, let me know.
Okay, I will.
Because that needs to stop.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I'm also joined by my other co-host.
I am Usidore, wizard of the 12th realm of Ephesius, master of light and shadow, manipulator of magical delights, devourer of chaos, champion of the great halls of Tarakis. The elves know me as Fiang Yelek. The dwarves know me as Zonanuk Stanges. And I am known to the northeast as Gasmanius Waystar.
Usidore, are you all right? Do you have a cold?
Yes, a cold.
Yeah, you
sound so different.
Very nasal.
Can I ask? I don't know if I've ever asked this question. Can you count how many names you say?
I say, one name, two names, three, 3 names, and then about 8 more.
Huh.
Arnie, something's going on.
Something's up with Usidore. He's been acting weird for a while now.
What do you mean?
You've just been... look, you always act strange, but you've been extra strange lately.
Dare you?
Are you wearing lipstick? What is that?
Jeez. Look, Usidore, this is a very important night for Chunt.
I'm sorry.
This is Chunt for the Red October.
You're embarrassing me.
Sorry, ignore my cold. Get back to the...
So, Chunt, what makes this Chunt for Red October different from any of the other, from like last year's Chunt for Red October?
This year, I went around the whole tavern, and I removed any iron, so there's no iron, which is why there's a lot more vampires around.
Sure.
A lot of vampires don't like iron, so, that's about it.
You're like, you know what, this year, fuck the iron. I'm going to get rid of all the iron.
Chunt, do you need any help collecting the blood, or...
Yeah, if you don't mind. Thank you so much.
Sure, I'll go hit some people in the face with a book.
Okay.
He's walking around with that Kubler-Ross book that people sent in, hitting him in the face with it.
He's aggressive tonight.
He sums up with Usidore. I don't know what the deal is with him.
You know what? I feel like an idiot. It's all coming together. You know what I think?
What?
I think Usidore is in love.
Oh, yeah. That's what happens. You know what? You have a friend, they act normally, then they fall in love, and all of a sudden they're talking in a weird Romanian accent. Classic. It's always the same story over and over.
His lips are red. He's trying to put on, he's trying to look nice.
Hitting people in the face with books.
Yeah, trying to get out that sexual aggression.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's in love.
People of Hog's Face, I am Simon Lemmington Bartholomew, and I am here as a master monster hunter.
Whoa. Hey, sir.
Okay.
You
just kicked in the fucking doors, dude.
That's what I do. I'm Simon Lemmington Bartholomew. I don't ever want to make an entrance that isn't noticed.
Oh, wow. Hey, I'm sorry we're doing I'm sure on this world you don't know what a podcast is, but I host a podcast every week at this table.
Stop Arnsplaining it to him.
The only pods that I'm familiar with are the ones that grow into humans that are just like the other people and then cast spells.
Oh, no.
Are those the kind of pods and casting that you're referring to?
Yeah, have we told you about the pod people?
No, but I also would like to hear about the other people.
There are special plants that grow people who look identical to people that you already know.
Oh, wow.
And then they must go back and kill the person that they remain identical looking like.
Wow.
So there is only one left.
Checks out.
So, Simon, did you say?
Yes, Simon Lemmington Bartholomew.
Well, I was going to dedicate this episode to talking to vampires and stuff, but if
Vampire, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yes, I am here on a mission brought to me by the Stone of Azrael.
The Stone of Azrael?
Yes, it's what dictates the next monster that I kill. It glows as I walk by rare towns, and then I follow the stone, and it has brought me to this tavern.
Well, I bet Usidore would be interested in seeing an actual magical stone.
So you said you're a monster hunter?
Yes, I hunt all sorts of monsters all over the land of Foon. Basically, it's not a regulated job. It's just that if someone takes out a contract on a particular monster, anyone can really do it. It's not tough. It's just it's very hard to survive. We actually get the right to pursue monsters without any sort of criminal offense brought upon us, more so than, like, say, an officer of the law. We're outside of the law. We actually get to do anything we want. Yes, just simply by saying I'm a monster hunter, people go, oh, well, that's very neat.
Yeah.
Yes, and then we're allowed to go and do whatever sort of monster hunting we want to. But I am guided by the Stone of Azrael, and it dictates what monsters I search out.
So he's
really pushing the stone.
He's really into his stone.
Over here I found some blood.
Hey, Usidore, this is a monster hunter.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Usidore.
Usidore. The Blue Wizard. Of course you recognize me. I'm a master of light and shadow.
Although tonight he's mostly shadow.
Yeah, mostly in the
he's really
shadows.
hiding in the dark.
You have to mix it up from time to time.
Oscillate between the two.
Yeah.
What was the Simon? Was it?
Yes, Simon Lemmington Bartholomew.
What was the last monster you killed that the Stone of Azrael dictated you kill?
Yeah, I'd love to hear some good monster killing stories.
So would I.
The Wendigo.
Ooh.
Yes, it is an abominable creature in the north made of wind and snow.
Wow.
Yes, I went up there with my iron weaponry and slashed it. I'm not quite sure if I killed it, but I know that the snow stopped.
Oh, crap. Did you bring any iron weapons tonight?
Well, I'm covered in iron weapons and, of course, wooden stakes all across the front.
I'm trying to keep iron out of the tavern just because it scares off the...
You are really just covered in weapons right now.
Well,
like, it seems a little like it would be awkward to move around.
I mean, that hat looks ridiculous.
Well, what's wrong with my hat?
There's a crossbow on the top of it.
It seems dangerous.
Well, in case I get attacked from above.
Oh.
The thing about monsters is that some of them fly and some of them seep through walls.
Seep?
Well, of course. Ooze, teleporters, perhaps walls themselves that are mimics that decide to hide as walls, and then as you walk by, they try to grab you. That's why I have crossbows pointed and ready to go at any direction from my body.
This is maybe a weird question. Are some monsters just kind of sexier than others? Like, if you're telling a story like, let me tell you about the time that I killed the wall.
Yes, there are some rather boring monsters, but it's, of course, once again, it's in the retelling of the monster slaying that one is attractive.
Can I interrupt here for a moment and just say I take issue with the continued use of the word monster?
Sure.
There are certain creatures that are more evil than others. There's certainly orcs, my hated enemies, of course. I would categorize them as monsters, but some of the things you're talking about are just creatures of the land. Blah!
Yeah, what's the difference between just a magical creature and a monster?
Well, I'm glad you asked, and it's very unique because the Stone of Azrael is what dictates what is a monster and what is not. My own personal preference can be anything that consumes any part of humans, anyone who were to do anything that is abominable, abominable being not of this plane of Foon, any sort of creature that has more appendages than a human.
So would Arnie be classified as a monster?
Wait, why would I be classified as a monster?
Well, there's only one way to find out. Stand right here while I bring out the Stone of Azrael.
Okay.
It's abominable.
It appears that he is not. Although it would be sexy to tell the story of slaying this Arnie.
Oh, thanks.
So does the stone talk to you, or does he have like a beep or glow? Or
Yeah, it's kind of like a beep system. It takes a while to figure out because at first, there were a couple times where I got some random beeps and I thought, oh, monster. And that was, of course, terrible. I killed an old man fishing. It turned out he was fishing for monsters. These things sort of happen, and sometimes it's really hard to read. Like, for instance, when an evil specter came and killed my wife and child and carried them into the abyss, I was really upset that the stone didn't do anything. But I hadn't charged it.
I see. How do you charge the stone?
Well, you leave it out in the sun.
And how long does the stone battery last? Is that like a third of the day? Or
Well, it depends. It depends how much you use it. For instance, if you run across 5 monsters in a day, you're burning through.
And if its tracking's going the whole time, if it's tracking monsters in the area the whole time, then that's going to eat up a lot of that.
Well, Arnie's not a monster. You must be on your way. Goodbye.
Well, I have to find out what monster.
Wait, do that again. Put the stone by Usidore.
Oh.
It gave a little... Was that a...
Let's see here. Okay. Well, it's uncharged.
Okay.
This is so frustrating.
So maybe Arnie is a monster.
No, I just need to... do you have any, intense candlelight? It actually works. If I can just put it by a candle for about, a good 5 minutes.
Lichtenkammer!
Oh,
wow. There you go.
That is impressive. Here, we'll just put it on top of these candles for a while. It'll charge up, and we'll give it another try.
It's great how it just stands on top of those candles.
It hovers.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a magical item.
Sure.
It has to have some properties that are cool.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's take a quick break, and I'd love to hear more about how you got into monster hunting.
Fly, you fools! Over to patreon.com/Magic Tavern right now and become a patron of the show. For only $5 a month, you get access to all of our wonderful bonus content and material and ad-free versions of the show.
So, Simon...
Yes?
You just came in here and you didn't realize that there are a number of vampires in this room right now.
What are you talking about?
This tavern is holding an event for vampires.
It's the Chunt for October!
Yeah, why don't we interview one of them?
I must tell you, though, if you do bring in someone to interview, I am compelled by the Stone of Azrael to immediately kill them.
Oh, well, wow. That would be bad. I mean, we've had people be killed on the podcast before, but...
I would also prefer that you didn't tell them it was coming.
Oh.
Is there an ethical obligation here?
I mean, I think so. I would prefer you didn't kill anybody. Can you...
I really want this to be a safe place tonight.
It's
a charitable event.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm Simon Lemmington Bartholomew. I'm a monster hunter.
Sure.
I'm here to hunt monsters.
No. Yeah, and I hear that, and I get that, and I understand and appreciate that.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm throwing something here. I'm doing a Chunt for the Red October. My name's attached to it.
Of course.
If a vampire dies, I guess maybe kill a kid vampire, but no more than that.
And Simon, in Chunt's defense, this very event makes it possible for vampires to survive without killing people. That's the whole reason it exists.
Yes, but that is an abomination. See, it's quite simple. Listen, if there is a child vampire, they are forced to never grow up, never hit puberty. That existence is, of course, an abomination, and it must be taken out. If a child comes in here and that is a vampire, as just a personal courtesy, I would do a quick death, yes.
Well, why don't we try this semantic trick? Maybe this will help us have a vampire
Why
on
don't
the
you just
podcast.
combine that and call it a semantric?
let's try this semantric, where we'll have a vampire on.
Okay.
But they're not a monster. Here, let's just try it. I'm sure this will go fine. Here, let's call over one of the vampires over by the bar and have them on. Hey, would you mind being interviewed on the podcast for a moment?
Yeah, sure.
Hey,
Do you know? Have you met Vlad?
Hey, Vlad.
Hey, what's going on?
This is Vlad the Inhaler.
He has breathing.
He's got some breathing problems. I think it's mold. There's a lot of mold in this tavern.
I had respiratory problems even when I was alive.
Oh, look at this guy. How could you want to harm this guy?
Look at this man. This man is forced to live in this state forever because of this vampiric thing that has happened to him.
Vlad, did you have this breathing problem before you were turned into a vampire?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, when I feed him, I'll feed him blood, but I have to mix it in with bread and rice.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
I will partake of your semantric.
Okay.
Can I ask this person a question?
Sure.
Excellent.
Interview the vampire.
Yeah, interview the
Yes.
vampire.
And what was his name again?
My name's Vlad.
Okay, Vlad. I have a quick question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
How would you like to die?
His crossbow went off.
That was rude.
Oh, my God.
You killed a guest at our very table.
on.
And I have news for you. You have been sitting with a vampire this entire time.
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
I just
Vlad,
killed him.
vampires
I just
all
killed
here.
him. He's right there.
No,
Yeah.
no. Usidore is a vampire now.
What? How
Yes.
could you be a vampire? I've been seeing you the whole
Usidore,
time.
I know you identify with these vampires. It's a
There's-
special night.
There's no semantric to it. You have been sitting next to a vampire all evening.
Vampirism is not a choice. It is something that you have in you. Now, are you sure you're not making a choice because it's the popular thing because of what's going on in the room right now?
No, I crave blood all the time.
I thought you were just in love.
Also, that is terrible. What a terrible way to view the world.
What are you talking about?
That I just would by choice become this thing that I am compelled to be. I am who I am.
Are you sure you're not under vampire pressure?
Oh, there is no such thing.
Yeah.
There is no such thing.
I will need to check your teeth because the Stone of Azrael is not going off. Of course,
Yeah.
it's not charged. Well, I should have noticed that.
Well, let's bring another vampire in and see what they seem like. Vampire next to vampire.
Well, fine.
Okay.
Bring another one over.
Oh, hey, vampire, come on. Would you mind coming over?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, this is a very tough vampire.
This is Thorn. I know Thorn.
Thorn.
Yeah, my name's Thorn.
Hey, Thorn.
Ooh, this is one of those vampires that sparkles.
Wow.
I'm a bit of a prick.
Really?
Yeah, I self-identify as a prick.
Are you becoming a prick because of all the prick pressure in the room? I'm making fun of you.
I guess I'm a prick because I'm so torn inside.
Oh.
Because I'm this thing.
Oh, a torn
But
Thorn.
I don't kill. I've never killed, you know. And I'm
you've
supposed to
never
kill.
killed.
I've never killed.
That doesn't necessarily mean that he's not going to. Listen, I'm willing to open up my heart to this person. You seem like you're struggling with some internal
I
issues.
am. I really am.
Yeah. What I would like you to do is I would just like you to take a look at yourself in this
Okay.
mirror I
I
presented.
can't see. There's nothing.
Yes, I know. That's because it's direct sunlight beamed at your face.
Ah, he exploded.
Yes. Yes, we're 2 for 2. What a good day for Simon.
We got to get this guy out of here.
Simon, you've killed 2 vampires. This
I
is
have
You've killed 2 guests of our program.
But they are now eternal guests of your program.
Now, that's a nice way to think about
Yes,
it.
they'll be here forever. Their
You know, when you think about-
spirits are stuck in the tavern.
Oh, all right.
Simon, why did you get into monster hunting in the first place?
Well, I'm glad you asked. When I was a child, my father kept saying there weren't any monsters underneath the bed. And of course, I said, Father, I'm having a hard time sleeping. I'm a child, and I'm terrified that there's monsters under the bed.
Yeah.
He said, please.
I love that's the way you talk to your father.
Well, at the time,
Very self-aware.
I was a quick learner. My father finally said, look, I will prove to you that there are no monsters underneath the bed. I will put my head underneath the bed, and I will tell you and show you that there's no monsters. Well, he put his head underneath the bed, and it was immediately torn off by a basilisk underneath my bed.
What is a basilisk?
A basilisk is a creature that turns people into stone. What it was doing under
And
my
just to
bed...
mix things up, it decided to tear his head off.
Yes, it could have used the stone option,
Yeah.
yet still chose to chew my father's head
Yeah,
off.
oof.
And I thought the audacity of such a choice.
Yeah.
Monsters are more than just creatures who harm us. They are there to shame us and to make us feel lesser than people. What a disgusting creature. It could have easily just turned my father to stone, which of course through a restoration spell spell, I could have got him back. But instead, of course, it ate my father's head off.
Yeah.
I vowed right then and there that I would kill all abominations on this world.
But then did you at least still have your mother to raise you?
Well, yes, of course. I had my mother for quite some time, and she would take me to school every day. And, of course, we would go in the buggy, and that was quite the... I remember riding with my mother in the buggy. She would always go, yeah, let's get those horses going.
Sure.
Of course, then a winged harpy came and flew very low and chopped off her head. We were at maximum speeds, and I was left on the buggy with my headless mother as we coursed through towards town.
Now, remind me, on harpies, if you look at a harpy, it turns you to stone, right?
Not harpies, no.
That would be the basilisk or
a maybe I'm thinking of a gorgon.
A cockatrice as well, which is, of course, the only thing that the cockatrice has going for it.
I'm realizing now that I've read your book, My Two Heads.
You've read my book. Yes, My Two Heads. That's my book.
And I have it right here.
Oh, ouch!
Oh, delicious blood.
Why are you licking my face?
But I love blood. I'm a vampire. Blah.
Don't.
Watch us turn into a vampire.
Whoa, he did turn into a bat.
I'm a person again.
Well, you are quite the wizard. You've been able to mimic all the actions
one of the better
a vampire.
wizard
Yes,
tricks
I am
I've
a wizard,
seen.
but I am also a vampire.
This is what wizards must do on the Festival of Monsters of the month of October, right?
Damn it, I'm a vampire.
Look, I would know if you were a vampire. The Stone of Azrael would go off, and as soon as it gets done charging, I'll know exactly... What is this? I'm sorry, I need to put my hand into the flame to capture back the Stone of Azrael.
I'm surprised all those little crossbows on your fingers didn't go off.
But I would like you to hold this for a second, wouldn't you?
Oh, I love magical stones.
Yes, good.
Thank you.
Because it is slowly sucking your soul into it, you demon vampire.
Whoa!
You are the essence of what the Stone of Azrael will pull into it. And I have come here and taken my challenge.
Usidore's gone!
Oh my god. Now we have to have Azrael to his name.
How do we get Usidore back?
What are you talking about?
How do we get Usidore back out of the stone?
You can't get anything out of the Stone of Azrael.
Give him back.
You can't ask me to do that. I'm a monster hunter. I have hunted for my monster, and I've killed him.
Killed him?
Well, yes. I've taken his soul, and I've trapped it inside of the stone, and the stone, of course, processes that and uses it for energy. There's this
Arnie,
beast is gone.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Ken's prophecy was right.
About Usidore dying?
I was supposed to die first, but we got out of it. And then Usidore was supposed to die.
Have you guys seen Vlad? I'm his brother, Chad.
No, Chad!
Chad, get out of here. Run, Chad, run.
Chad, run!
Chad, run.
I just have a simple question. Are you a vampire?
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Would you come over here and give me a hug?
No.
No, okay, all right.
4 for 4. What a night.
Oh, no.
Okay,
Bravo.
Look. Okay, every vampire, get out of here. This guy's killing everybody.
Oh, I've blocked the door.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
no.
This is really disturbing.
Who wants to party?
I want to suck.
Yes, I am 6 for 6.
Oh, no.
I feel like if things get this bad, usually Usidore gets us out of it.
Finger crossbows.
Whoa,
Are you okay?
Yeah, I mean, luckily these are very tiny arrows. I mean, it really hurts.
Oh, no. 2 on the side. Puff into smoke.
Do something.
I don't know.
I
guess I just tried tackling him.
Ow! Ow! You've pushed one of my stakes back into my own chest.
Oh.
Ow, that hurts. How dare you?
Look, I'm sorry, Simon. It's very rare that I kick anyone off of this podcast.
What are you
or out of the
talking
tavern.
about?
Get out.
Why would you
Get out.
You have another spot open, and I could easily stay here and help you interview other vampires.
Simon.
What?
Don't make me kill you.
That'd be impossible, but my
Don't
goodness.
make me have one more murderer on this podcast.
Good, Arnie. Tell him.
Lord.
Tell him.
Simon,
yes?
you killed my friend, Usidore, wizard of the 12th realm of Ephesius.
Killed a vampire.
Master of light and shadow, manipulator of magical delights.
Yes.
Devourer of chaos, champion of the great halls of Tarakas. The elves know him as Fian Yelling. The dwarves know him as Zonin Hoopstanges. And he is known in the northeast as Gasmanius. That's the hard one. That's
Gasmanius Maystar.
I'm Gasmanius Maystar.
Gas my anus.
Dude, who's this?
I'm Brad. Hey, what's up?
How about a high five, Brad?
No, Brad, no, God! No!
Yes.
Simon, leave. Leave now. And never come back.
All right, but I'm taking the Stone of Azrael with me.
Come back! Ugh. Fuck.
What a day!
I don't know. I guess should I turn
This
the
is real.
podcast off?
I don't want to do the podcast anymore.
Like ever?
Not if Usidore's gone.
Look, Chunt, Usidore would want us to keep doing the podcast without him.
I don't think that's right. I don't think Usidore would want you to do the podcast without him.
You're right, he might not want
I feel like he'd want to do the podcast without you.
Wait, if I died, would you keep doing the podcast without me?
I don't know. Let's not. I wouldn't.
Let's not.
No, I wouldn't.
Let's not.
Arnie, you're my best friend.
You're my best friend. And I'm sorry that I sometimes make fun of you, and I'm sorry I didn't go to Chunt's night a bunch of times. And I take for granted your friendship, and if you were gone, I would be really sad.
That's the exact same speech I was going to give to you, but I wanted to apologize.
Just go ahead and do it. No, give me
you
the
did
speech.
it already, but I want to apologize for calling you Fat Shaggy, even though you said it.
I did say it first, but you said it a lot of times.
I ran with it because I felt like you were okay with it.
Ran with
then
it. It was like
I got
a
all these
marathon.
emails where people were like, "You're being awful to Arnie. You're such a Chunt's such a bastard," and I feel terrible.
You're a good friend. I wish people heard.
But I mean that sincerely, not in a way of like.
Yeah.
It's couched in.
I wish people heard all the nice things that you said to me when we're not on the podcast. Like,
nobody hears that.
Throughout the week, you're super nice.
Constantly.
Like you're saying, Arnie, you're great.
Yeah.
You're such a good friend.
Yeah.
I think you're so handsome and you're smart and you're always complimenting.
But nobody hears that.
How I walk. And
I'm just sorry for everything. I'm sorry for everything.
Is there a seat here for Tad?
Tad, what are you doing here? Get out of Usidore's chair. Move one chair over, please.
Tad, no one can take the place of Usidore, so please leave.
I just wanted to sit down.
Tad, I have some bad news for you.
Yeah?
Brad, Chad, and
Vlad
are all dead.
What?
No, he grabbed a steak and staked himself in the heart. No! God damn it.
Man.
I think there are literally no vampires left in here.
I think he has one more brother named Ryan, and we have to make sure that Ryan makes it home alive. We have to.
Okay.
Arnie, let's leave the podcast, and let's just make sure that we save Vampire Ryan.
Let's save Private Ryan.
Who? Vampire Ryan?
No, never mind. Ryan's a very, shy guy, and he doesn't like to share personal things about himself. He's very private.
Well, what do you want to share when his brother's names all rhyme?
Yeah. It's like, why didn't they give me a rhyming name?
Yeah, give Nad or something.
Also, I do have a lot of questions about how they're all vampire brothers. Like, were they brothers that got turned into vampires?
Usidore is dead.
That's right.
And this is the bullshit that
Ryan
I'm sorry.
And Ryan is very withholding with personal details.
He's
not going to let us. He's not going to tell us how that happened. I love you, buddy.
I love you.
And let's do this again next week in memory of Usidore.
R.I.P. Have I told you what that means in
No,
food?
what does that mean in food?
Really ignorant people.
Really ignorant people killing vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Although I have seen
Simon is an R.I.P.
Yeah. Although to be fair, I have seen Vlad and Chad. Not so much Brad. I've seen them kill a lot of people.
Really?
Yeah, they're probably some of them deserve to die. Maybe.
I wish Thorn did die. He seemed cool as hell.
Not my favorite.
I feel like Thorn is my new favorite character.
Really?
Do you know how you get something that you've wanted for a very long time and it's not as satisfying as you had hoped? Well, that's how I feel about this sandwich. Craig, is this from the vending machine or from under it? Meanwhile, Usidore is dead. That's what happens when you invite improvisers on your show who don't know how to listen or surrender status. Regulars end up getting killed. Usidore, the vampire wizard, was played seemingly for the last time by Matt Young. Chunt, the king of the badgers, was played by Adal Rifai. Hey, Adal, good luck with the increased workload. I think we're about to find out why Andy Richter doesn't have his own talk show. Shad Kunkle played, I'm sure he had a name, but let's just call him yet another low-energy, high-status master of relentless fantastical information. And we had another special guest. That would be the letter D that Shad wedged in the middle of the word weaponry. Go back and listen. Normally now I would drift away and let Craig finish all the boring parts, but he's still in the privacy chamber working on his theme song, whatever that means. That's okay, I'm up for the minutia.
You know, I've been here for a while now, and I don't know why you let Craig do so much of the outro read, and I don't get to do anything.
Tricia 8050! Of course you can! You can have the special job of sitting on that titanium sphere and listening to me do some outro stuff. Hello from the Magic Tavern is produced by Arnie, Niekamp, Ryan, DiGiorgi, and Evan Jacover. This episode edited by Chris Rathjen. Oh, hey, Chris, congratulations on your recent wedding and good luck on a long and happy marriage. Yes, an editor getting married. That's just the kind of mundane detail that will really sell the idea that this podcast is not real. Production assistance by Garrett Schultz. As always, thanks to Earwolf and the Chicago Podcast Co-op. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes or wherever else you leech your free entertainment off of the internet. And write a review for the show. Maybe I'll have this Tricia read off some of the names again. Anything to spice up this unending march towards the void. I really feel like a great light has gone out in the universe today. What I'm saying, Craig, is an illumination sphere burned out in the living pod last night. And that bulb's not gonna change itself, friend.
Hey, thank you for listening to Hello from the Magic Tavern. A great way to support the podcast is to join our Patreon. You'll get ad-free versions of our entire back catalog, including all the Magic Tavern spin-offs like Offices and Bosses, I Am Spin Tax, Shadow Sit. There are a lot of them. There are 2 new exclusive bonus episodes every month, Discord, all kinds of stuff. To get more information, go to patreon.com/Magic Tavern. That's patreon.com/Magic Tavern.